Nothing better than high winds for a sim day, and the BBC was characteristically understated about our prospects for shooting the simulated game with Ollie Williams in Cornwall. From where he is standing, Ollie has a one-word description for Storm Kathleen.
Flop.
Any wind is better than no wind, and the weather goes on to make the clay targets more challenging. At the start of the day, what's challenging for Ollie is the difference between a game day, which he's used to organising, and a sim day. The first thing is how long it takes to tear the guns away from coffee and bacon sandwiches. Part of the problem is that they have lovely new guns to try out today. There's the new Browning 525 Composite.
This is the 525 Composite. Yep. Brand new, going to give it a go today.
Kemen shotgun importer Jonathan McGee has brought his wares. Shooting instructor James Harper uses the morning faff time of Ollie trying to load his guests into the gun bus to take a look at the new Browning.
The Composite is it's becoming more popular as people use composite rifles, different material. It's just more options for people to use. They are light, and hopefully it's got reduced kick.
Now, why would it have reduced kick?
It's a softer material, and it will be more absorbent as it comes through. I have shot the predecessor of this, which was the Browning Synergy. You know, people pick guns a lot on look. It doesn't just have to be wood. Depends what you're using it for. Pigeon shooting, clays, a tool. It's entirely up to you. But it's light, it comes up nicely. Let's go and give it a go.
At last they file out, some of them half-dressed, ready to shoot. They choose pegs in pairs. They will shoot half a drive each. One loads, one shoots, swapping over halfway through. All we have to do is get James to stop showing off the Browning.
Vented barrel, sporting rib, not heavy. Find out how it kicks.
After a short and cheerful drive through Ollie's estate, it's out of the gun bus and off to the pegs we go.
Yeah, we're just walking in now, so it'll be 2 minutes. Okay, thank you.
One of the significant differences between this kind of shooting and most game shoots is that guns have to carry slabs of cartridges to each drive. They're prepared to shoot hundreds.
We've got 4 traps up there. We've got one sort of standard one, and then we've got 3 Bowman Flurry Masters, which are brilliant for the job. I mean, you sit on the back of them. They're obviously automated, but you can direct the angle, the dip, the sort of curvature on them, all based on a handle. So you can basically sit back and play, and they're brilliant. They are essentially designed for this job. You know, they're not. You couldn't. Shooting, Nick. Yeah, so they're flying a little bit what I call aerial. So if you can flatten them a bit, that'd be ideal. It's a fraction of the price of pheasant shooting and all of the fun. Heads. Ice cool, Mr. Jacoby. We're not just throwing them all out in one lump. We try and replicate how pheasants will come out of a drive. So you do 1s and 2s to start, 1s and 2s to start. And then you do 2 and 3, and you try and get the middies and the minis overtaking the standards. So it gives that compression of the pheasant and the partridge coming together. It took us an hour and a half to leave the car park, which on pheasant day I'd be having absolute kittens. The fact that the birds are buggered off at the first drive. These aren't going anywhere until I tell them to. You gotta be quicker than that, H. You gotta be quicker than that.
This is pheasants without the stress, because there are no pheasants. But Ollie is at heart a bird shooter. How do we know this? Due to his calm and measured instructions to the guns when 2 Canada geese fly through the drive.
Over! They are vermin, Canada geese, you can shoot them, so we're literally flying over standards and casters, and then 2 geese come over like, what, the silliest geese in the world. Luckily out of shot, I think, for them.
Of course, the geese are out of shot and get away completely unharmed. Now, you get the picture. Lots of clays going over, some of them normal size, some of them midi, some of them flash, and there's a trophy for the most flash clays shot. For round 2 of the first drive, James gets to try the Browning.
It shoots absolutely fine, low recoil,
Good fun.
haven't felt any heat through the forend.
We're putting a lot of cartridges through the guns here today. You need to be shooting something that stands up to that kind of pressure. The other shotguns on test here are the offerings from Spanish gunmaker Kemen.
No one has actually imported the brand for about 15 years. So I started importing the brand a year ago. In all honesty, they've done really, really well, like better than I expected. We've got through hundreds of components, which is great because it means that historical guns haven't been used before, or hasn't been used for a while. They're going to start coming back and we're going to see more people using them. This is a KM4 Black Action. Absolutely phenomenal, absolutely bomb-proof gun, and I actually picked this up off a client a couple of weeks ago in a bit of a part exchange deal, and I've wanted a Black Action to show people for ages, but they range from this Black Action, which reaches the market to customers at about 14,000 plus VAT, all the way up to whatever you want, really.
At about a tenth of the price of the most basic Kemen, the Browning 525 Composite is for a different market. The Browning does compete with a well-known shotgun, the Silver Pigeon. On the next drive, I find a pair of shooters on one stand. One of them is a Silver Pigeon shooter and the other is a wood-stocked, more traditional-looking Browning 525 shooter. Robert is first up with the newfangled 525 Composite and Harry is loading for him.
Oh, that's quite I like it. Need to give it a little bit more.
A bit more, isn't it?
Wait till it hits its peak.
There we go. I found I could pick that up quite quickly, quite easily, and swing straight onto stuff, just like shooting my Silver Pigeon, to be quite honest. It's a little bit lighter. You throw it around a little bit more. But no, generally, it's nice fun to shoot with those.
Then they swap.
I find it a little bit too light, so I shoot with Browning anyway. But no, to be honest, really easy to pick up. Actually, yeah, no, really enjoyed it. But yeah, obviously you've got to get used to it. But yeah, for me personally, just that, maybe a little bit more heavy, heavier.
So the dyed-in-the-wool 525 shooter is less keen on the gun than the Silver Pigeon shooter. What do you make of that? Both shooters are speaking from some experience. Both put at least 100 cartridges through the Browning 525 Composite on that drive alone. Cartridges provided by Ollie, who is suddenly aware he should be keeping track of them.
Yeah, I will slash your tyres if you don't pay me for the cartridges.
As for that drive, which is spectacular for a sim day, it's called Ollie's Folly, and our intrepid, if now poverty-stricken shoot day organiser, set it up for game shooting.
I went to places like Aiken and you see how they drive partridges off moorland and heather, and this is essentially just lowland heather. So I thought, why not? Can we not try and drive partridges off here? And we did. Nathan and Dad, our housekeeper Nathan said, that's never going to work. And so he said, it's a folly, so it's Ollie's Folly. And first drive, and Dad was eating humble pie at the end of the drive, put it like that. So anyway.
Might have to get his take on that, but yeah.
Oh yeah, good luck with that. No, he'll never admit defeat.
Is this kind of shooting too much for a novice? There are 2 shooting instructors out today, so let's ask them.
The main thing is that we do everything safely and we try not to get too many bad habits built in, because it's
target selection would be the biggest. So leaving the birds out of range over the guns at this stage, muzzles up the whole time, trying to get the habits you have on a game day instilled in them. Hitting it is a bonus at this stage. What we want is for the gun to enjoy it, be safe, and not rush, be tired, start dropping the barrels at all.
The obvious satisfaction is breaking a clay, but I think just for a novice shot coming to an environment like this, firing all these cartridges, handling some beautiful guns today especially.
And enjoying the atmosphere. The atmosphere of the day is fantastic, and really you probably shoot for maybe an hour and a half of the actual day, of a 7-hour day. So you want them to enjoy that 15 minutes, then pick them up again and have another good 15 minutes, not overload them with information and lose concentration when you actually need to be safe.
I think that's what's so fantastic about these simulated days, because you can absolutely cater for all needs, for all abilities. You can wind the chaps back, or you can really crank them up.
Slow the drives down.
Pace of the clays coming out, speed of the clays coming out, height of the clays. So you can have novices, beginners, with instructors obviously in a safe environment, or experienced game shots really wanting to test themselves.
I stay for one more drive because I have one more question to ask. I'm with Sarge, who is instructing Ivan, a novice shot. They have been shooting Kemens all day. Sarge takes on the Browning 525 Composite, and the question is, which is better, the 525 or a Kemen?
I got cramp.
How's that?
I think I've got cramp in my hand after that, holding on so
You're
tight.
hitting them well.
No, I'm impressed with this. It moves, it's quick, it's fast handling, bit more felt recoil, but nice grips on there. No, that was good. Right, let's
go.
Oh, well done, you hit it. Because it's a brand new gun, the action is quite stiff. So on top of everything else and your arms and your muscles working hard, you've got to give it a bit of extra oomph. Because it's just fresh, you know, it's pretty fresh out the box. I think we're about to run out of ammunition here. We done? Huh? No.
No.
Well, that's quite good timing, really.
I like it. It's much lighter than the one I was using before. But the one thing that is good is it means that for me as someone who's just started, I can move the gun much faster. So I feel like I can track the clays better, which is good. So yeah, hit a few and yeah, enjoyed it.
Back at the shoot lodge for an estate roast beef lunch, and Ollie is still amazed he is enjoying running this day so much.
We're now sat at lunch, it's knocking on 3 o'clock, and I'm not having kittens about the birds going to roost, because the clays won't rear to roost until we tell them to, so...
The shoot is on Ollie's family estate near Bodmin, and it's ideal family sport for anyone who wants to take a day off from their Cornish summer beach holiday. For more about sim days with Ollie, visit cornishsportingagency.com.